Nuclear power, the use of fission to generate heat and electricity, is a controversial topic in today's day. There is a growing concern to find renewable alternative energy before it is too late. The process to create nuclear energy involves splitting uranium atoms. The fission process releases energy that can be used to make steam, which is used in a turbine to generate electricity. Nuclear power plants create almost 6% of the world's energy, which is used to generate 14% of the world's electricity. The United States, France, and Japan account for about 50% of nuclear-generated electricity. Nuclear power plants produce about 20% of American power. Proponents include people from the World Nuclear Association, the IAEA, and various other environmental groups. They believe that nuclear power is a sustainable energy source with reduced carbon emissions. Opponents, such as NIRS, believe that nuclear power poses a threat to both people and the environment. The widely publicized nuclear power plant accidents in Chernobyl in 1986 and Fukushima in 2011 have made many people believe that nuclear energy is a terrible force. But what they don't know is that despite these accidents, when considering nuclear energy in terms of lives lost per unit of electricity delivered, the safety record is better than every other major source of power in the world. Starting in 2001, there was what was called a nuclear renaissance. This refers to a nuclear power industry revival. The cause of this was the rising fossil fuel prices and new concerns about the environment. People are desperately looking for an uninterrupted domestic supply of energy. However, the nuclear emergencies in Japan, as well as other incidents, have raised questions about the future of this energy source. Proponents of nuclear energy contend that nuclear power is a sustainable energy source that will reduce carbon emissions and increase security because we will no longer have to be dependent on imported energy sources. They also claim that the nuclear power produces virtually no air pollution, such as greenhouse gases or smog, in contrast to the most popular alternative of fossil fuels. On the other hand, opponents believe that nuclear power poses many threats to people and the environment. They think that the problems of processing, transporting, and storing radioactive nuclear waste, the risk of nuclear weapons, as well as health concerns and environmental damage could outweigh the benefits. They also think that the nuclear reactors themselves are such complex machines that anything can, and as we have seen recently, does go wrong. The production costs of nuclear energy are so low in comparison to other energy sources that it does not make economic sense not to pursue this channel. But we also have to take into account environmental issues. While people argue about radioactive waste, if handled correctly, there could be no problem. Nuclear energy even produces the least amount of carbon emissions. Furthermore, while the horrific nuclear power plant meltdowns are deeply upsetting, there is still a high safety record for this alternative energy when compared to how much output it produces. Nuclear energy is an up-and-coming alternative energy, and in order to make people more comfortable with it, it will be important to install more regulations and make the process to derive it even safer. Now it's your turn to decide. What do you think about nuclear energy? Get the facts and help inform other people.